prospects. You guys in the chat have been, you're killing it. You're killing it. But we will do that. We will help you guys out. We will give you TeamOne versus X Royal. I imagine the first map's already underway, so we can just go ahead and jump straight into that.
More overpass. Give the people what they want. 1-0 for PGG.
And this is the beginning of the second map as well. Overpass again. Now, this is a fresh roster for prospects, by the way. If you're wondering. Boom.
Let's see who all they've got. Yeah, I believe Desi just joined up with him recently. Josh RT. I used to play on a team with Josh RT many, many moons ago. Minus RZU, Rico. Rico and Desi just got added to this roster, if I'm not mistaken.
For prospects? Yeah, so actually the standing players are Josh RT and Rico. Minus, Rezu, and Desi are the latest pickups. Minus is incredibly young as well. I think he's 16, if I'm not mistaken.
Gotcha. Okay.
And
Good
this
to
is
know.
second map. TeamOne won the first one in a really dominant fashion as well.
I think Mel has to hit escape twice. We're missing the scoreboard at the top of the screen. Unless I'm just losing my mind and it's...
Yeah, I think there is a score missing. Get to that.
We'll get to it. Gun round, though. Team1 bringing some pizzazz to the round. 2 MP9s in play here for the CTs and a single-man peak on Monster's side. That's not going to go too well. Oh, you know what? I just wasn't scrolled up all the way. That's why I couldn't see it. Carry on, Mel.
Anyways, I like the setup here from prospects. This is one of my favorite setups, I think, in the game. Rico holds divider and sand. It's not an angle you'd first check, and the other player kind of holds your right side. And if either player shoots, the other player swings. It seems like TeamOne, they're fighting from a man down right now, so they're looking for any opportunity to equalize, and they don't want to open that door too soon. But now they've made the audibles that they are, in fact, headed towards the B site. I think prospects is pretty much aware of the fact that they're coming into the B site, and that utility usage now definitely seals it.
Yeah, push coming on towards this B-bomb site. Lots of players to be found just yet. But Desi going to be able to find one more. Remember when Desi was one of the top prospects back in the day. It's good to see him finding a squad to play along with again. Picking up 2 frags to close out the round. 3 players left alive here for prospects as they take a 3-0 lead. Not a lot found in that first gun round. Team1 going to have to revamp their strategy as they move forward.
I want to go ahead and just quickly look at the results from the first map, just so I can get an idea of who's really popping off right here.
Oh, so this is map 2?
This is map 2. Yeah.
Gotcha. I'll do the same.
It was 16-2. That is a really dominant performance. And it looked like it was Barton and Maluk that really popped off. They had incredible score lines. Even IDK. 120 ADR, 111, 99 for IDK. Look at Maluk's kill assists. 100% kill participation.
Yeah, had 100% cast. That's big. 2.21, 2.0 rating for Barton. Yeah. But again, that's the kind of match, who's the IGL for him? Bit, I believe, is the IGL for him.
Yes, exactly.
So, I mean, he went 10-8 in that matchup. And, you look at that, and it's just like a 62 ADR, 10-8 on the scoreboard over, a 16-2 stomp. That's, if you're stomping like that, you should be having a high score line. Hold the phone for that. Desi picking up a couple of frags. Josh RT as well. Answered back Bit, salvaging the M4. Not a lot he's going to be able to do here. So back to my original point, but it's like what I pointed out before, an IGL not having to do a whole lot. That's a good feeling.
That is a good feeling. But again, that was Team1's map pick. Now we're treading on prospects territory. But they're not out of the woods just yet. Bit 1, no armor, but he has a rifle in hand and a 1 versus 2. 30 seconds left on the clock means that once he commits to this long, he has no way out of the situation. He has to fully commit. Now, Minus is on the truck. He's holding for that. Not quite.
1 HP.
Nice shot.
Get the frag, yeah. Aim punch going to be too much to overcome there, plus the headshot, insult to injury, and prospects going to pick up a 4th round. You thought there for a second if he was able to pick up that frag and put himself into the 1v1, it might have been a, you know, not an insurmountable task for him at that point. But nevertheless, a nice play from him and a lot of economy damage on the prospect.
Yeah, they're really not sitting very comfortable, even though they're on a 4-0 lead.
That has to do with the new economy changes and everything as well. Nevertheless, I mean, throwing away guns each round, it's going to be...
Now, right now, it looks like TeamOne is baiting as much utility as possible out of the hands of prospects. I imagine they know their economy is incredibly strong, so executing without baiting at least some of the smokes and Molotovs out of their hands probably will not be a success. Now, Rezu's inside long bathrooms, and soon I'll hear this commotion and this presence towards his log in. Now he's going to start checking for it. It's 1 man up against 3, though. Oh,
well, picking up the 2. He can swing on the angle, doesn't realize that there's a player behind the tree, and Maluk kind of baiting his teammates for that 1 trade frag, but all going according to plan, maybe? I don't know. Hard checking that angle. That's such a difficult angle to clear out, that bathroom position, if you don't have somebody else coming from the other side of bathroom.
exactly, yeah. And there's so many angles for the terror side to be playing. There's no way you expect them to be crouched on the left side of the tree. Regardless, I think...
Not only that, I'm just talking about the CT player. You know, trying to flush him out without having any support on a backstab there is so difficult.
Yeah, agreed.
Usually you'll see a T-side player jump across, try and bait the shots up into the air, get his aim a little bit wonky, but it's not the case. Collateral.
Wow. The movement there was perfect for Josh RT, and Desi's there for the support as well. Yeah, same here. I knew as soon as he dodged a flash, and I was like, oh, no, he went deeper into the left side. He has his... Now, TeamOne, this is looking like a struggle. 5-0 already for prospects. We're seeing the same thing we saw against Attack. This is a one-sided affair. TeamOne hasn't really even had a chance to fight back just yet. Back down to pistols, a little bit of armor, some utility for an execute or some sort of set piece, and it seems like it with all 5 players headed towards the B side. This is crazy.
Well, again, to call out the obvious, 5 rounds deep, only 8 deaths here on the CT side. Half of them for Josh RT. Very aggressive push. Look at this. Barton, with absolute disregard for human well-being, barrels onto the site with a MAC-10 and finds 3. So an unconventional press, and he comes out on the winning side. Maluk deep into the short B pipe, able to find 1 more, and that's pretty much the round. Josh RT with the op going to have to skate away. So a fast push in towards B, that MAC-10 working big time.
You know, I've never seen so many Guardian Angel rounds in my entire life in such a small succession. That was such an important round for prospects to pick up. Now their economy swing is ugly. Luckily, Josh RT still has money, so that could be a weapon for Rezu. No problems there, but this is an economy that should have been building up, being positively trending, not negatively trending. Now they've lost a big chunk of their money, and they lost a round that should have been in their favor. TeamOne, they could run away with it. They have to start right here, though. They have to close off this round. They can easily break the economy for prospects right here. That would be another round in their bag, and suddenly we'll see ourselves at 5-3.
Yeah, but I mean, Rico can drop 1 if they need to. This is really going to be the make or break round right here. If TeamOne can solidify another round victory this time around, it's really going to be a big setback for prospects. They had enough money in the bank to at least salvage things back out from 1 round down. At this point, this is where your must win is. This is where if prospects want to have a big CT side half, they got to get a W.
Yes, exactly. Flashbangs probably likely to follow that smoke grenade. It seems like TeamOne is setting up for the B exec again. They haven't really had any success with their defaulting and their slow dynamic play. Now they're resorting to this kind of the set pieces, but I think it's all just a fake. Oh wait, they didn't even throw anything. They just ran away. They just don't like the way that felt.
Well, they did manage to get a player down into short B. That's going to be Bet. Just going to be holding down there as they pressure in towards A, hoping for a rotation to come around. Which is definitely possible, but look at this play. Flash over the top. Josh RT, armed and dangerous. And the aggression over there towards the party area, the playground. Minus is going to get caught out. Maluk finds Josh RT, so the trades come back. 3-on-3 situation.
Yeah, if I'm Josh RT, I leave Minus to die right there. I think helping him might have made things a little bit worse. Down to threes, 40 seconds left on the clock, and very little control here for Prospects, but they've actually regained some sort of control with Rico pushing into Monster, so they can hold 2A for now, and the P comes out from Desi, and M4 versus Op. He's successful with the rifle. That is not a duel he should be winning, and especially with IDK at 31. Now Barton gets dinked off too. This is looking more and more doable for Prospects.
Rizu's the linchpin. They're not going to check long for another play. There you go.
Not the prettiest, but
Effective.
effective.
Got it done. You got it done. But yeah, with Desi being able to swing the way that he was and wins that duel against the Alper, there's no way they're going to be checking for a second player on long. So Rizu just has to bide his time there, and he gets it both done. So well played from him, 6-1, and that's the shutdown round that they were looking for. It's going to be a rebuy out from the TeamOne side, as you can see. I mean, they've got some money stacked up. The money bonus still there for them. But this is where the struggles start. For both sides.
For both sides, exactly. I think the only other silver lining for TeamOne is the fact that they're on max loss, so I think it's gun rounds from here for them. That's at least a net positive.
It should be. Even with the buy down, you've got over 3,000 on 2 players, 2,500 on Maluk, so the buy should be coming back in here, and regardless of the outcome of this round. Now, if they get the round win, that's going to be the reset for Prospect.
IDK, nice tap. Jane finds one as well. That's a B defense incredibly weakened now. Only one defending player. That's Minus all by himself. Actually, he has Desi as support, and they find one each. They've evened it up down to threes. How does this happen?
Well, you're not going to expect 4 players to be on that B bomb site. Now Josh RT has a golden opportunity to find one, but he fails. Maluk on that SG. It leaves it all down to Desi, and they know that he's going to be playing over here towards B. So should be the round win now for TeamOne unless he gets a miraculous 1 versus 3. There's a player in Subway for him to find, but that player is starting to work his way up the stairs. That bomb yet to work its way onto the site, so very fast flank from Desi, actually. A bit of a flub there on the flash, but he's got himself into a position where he can be at least effective, maybe take a couple of guns out of their hands on the exits. Or not.
I feel like prioritizing his own economy might have been the wiser decision there. There's really no way he was going to break TeamOne's economy, even with that 1 kill. It would only hurt them slightly, as opposed to building up your own economy.
Carry that rifle into this round, maybe go for a half, buy some armor and pistols, and kind of wing it, see what happens.
Oh, and they're going for the double. Oh, that is such an awkward decision. They could have had
risky.
an M4 right here. That's what I'm talking about. If they're going to buy anyway, they could have had an M4.
Yeah. Have at least 2 rifles, some deagle. But again, I mean, you never know what's really going to happen into a round like this. They could walk into this bathroom stack that they have. 2 on long, 2 playing in bathrooms, 1 playing very passive on B. Now, granted, they went fast B, and this was the right call from TeamOne, but, you know, the gamble stack, if they end up walking into it, that could have been a meat shredder for them.
Now it's full B side control at 3. Yeah, this is definitely the turning point. If there is a turning point, this is it right here. Prospects, I think it's better off they save their weapons, but it's going to be bit drawing blood inside the connector. And he's not really going to move out of this position either. He's just going to wait here.
Hang on to your armor for the next round. Minus should at least be getting out of there with that FAMAS. I mean, he's still hanging around in the underpass area, and there is a player on the other side of it. He doesn't want to get caught between a rock and a hard place. So hang on to that FAMAS, live to fight another day. He's got head armor behind it and a smoke.
Five players alive, Megaman.
9 players alive, Roy.
All right, fair enough. But 5 players alive for TeamOne. Look at their money now, post-purchase. Barton, 8.6.
I just want to point one thing out, Roy.
Sure.
We're 9 rounds deep into the 10th round. Rico is 0-2.
Yeah, and TRK is
How?
1-7.
Yeah, but 0-2 into the 10th round?
Yeah, I have no idea how this man's died so little times.
Let me look real fast. His ADR is 9. So he is just, whatever hits they've been putting on, they have just been going to the opposite side of wherever he's playing. Quite unlucky.
That is super unlucky. Sometimes that's the way she goes, Desi.
Can't argue with it.
Desi. Oh, he almost chokes that. That's an op. That's a good weapon to find. They're all the way on A site. But they've lost a player. That's Desi taking down Bar, and that's the lurk gone. There's another lurk inside of the connector. That's bit the IGL, but right now TeamOne is probably confused. They're like, where is everybody? And it's a stack towards the B site, which I'm surprised is still being held, considering how much control they've lost towards the A site.
Yeah, but now they flood back up. This is going to be a heavy arsenal of weaponry coming their way here very shortly. They got to be careful. Minus with the Famas able to find one. Then they will come back around, and there you go. Minus with another. It's all down to Bit. 1 versus.
Those are rough sprays. It's all down to Bit. That's a clean shot. He goes for the one tap on the second, but can't quite land it fast enough. And I think there's definitely more than enough time. Wait, is there?
It's close.
Oh, they don't have it.
Oh. Wow. So Bit delayed just enough for them to get the round. Oh my. 0.2 seconds. 0.2 seconds. All it took.
Wow. I'm genuinely surprised they didn't just stick it from the get-go. They knew there was, I don't know. That's kind of weird. I feel like the positioning of it was a dead tail sign that was an easy stick. I guess they just wanted to take the 2v1 instead of the 1v1 while the other one sticks it, but I don't think there's enough time. Regardless, Josh RT goes for the early pick, and he gets met by Maluk, who says hi. Now there's so much control. This is weird.
The bomb wasn't even planted for Bit's position either. They could have just jumped on it and stuck it. Rizzo just got walled. That was a dirty shot from Maluk. Oh, and there it is through the smoke. So, tagged up and fragged up. Doesn't even see anybody. Rizzo, that's a tough round for him. Flashbang through the smoke. They're going aggressive towards A. Desi's on the backside. Look at this. Maluk through the smoke again.
A lot more manageable than a 5v3.
This is true.
A minus Rico, 2 rifles. They have a utility in hand as well. TeamOne, they're still playing this smart and dynamic. They're not really committed to that A site, even with all those kills. They know that likely the rotates have come in already. So they're looking at going towards the B site, but Minus eliminates Bit, trying to lurk inside the CT halls. All he had to do was just hold down B, and this would have been an easy round.
What the hell's happening, Roy?
I'm not experienced enough in Counter-Strike to break this down for you. This chaos. This is what I call absolute chaos.
Both CT players have now rotated to A, and the bomb is going B.
Now, the weird thing is they don't have the full information on if they're pushed anywhere. Now they have to clear the pit. Maluk finds Minus getting a little bit peeky inside of heaven, and the bomb can now be planted with only 7 seconds left on the clock. And it's down to Rico, a good player to have in these scenarios, but he's been relatively dormant this entire game, so this is...
Relatively. He's 0-3. 1-3.
1v1 against an op. 19 HP. That's the best amount of health to have against an op. Doesn't matter what health you have. The bomb tap comes out. Maluk, does he play this out well? He peeks out. Does not spot Rico. It will not be re-peeking again, and that is a round secured now for TeamOne. There's no time. Yep.
Really well played by Maluk.
Super well played. And he gets the kill. Does he get his life? Oh. Yep. Oh, he gets his life too.
Yep, he's fine.
Wow. TeamOne.
Yeah. 6-1 down to a 6-5 scoreline.
And they broke Prospects' money.
Yeah. So they finally got that good money going on their side. And that really shows you how this game can be momentum based from time to time. And that's really what we're falling into right now, is just the fact that the recovery is there. Typically speaking, you know, a lot of times you'll see teams just run away with it, but with the money changes, the way that the economy works now, you don't really get that all that often anymore. Competitive teams are going to make competitive matches.
You can say that again.
Competitive teams are going to make competitive matches.
Okay.
One more time.
I think we're on the same page now.
I'm glad we're there.
Jokes aside though, what's really awkward I think is I don't think Prospects have mentally recovered from that eco round they lost earlier, the first round that they dropped in the half. really don't think they've recovered from that. IDK looking for a pick inside the side B. Spots one. If you would have just peeked just slightly wider, you would have caught that barrel player.
This is being down here. Tough position for him to be in. Rico trying to go for the refrag, but Trick is going to be there, and he finds a second as well. So things starting to crumble here for the TeamOne, or for the prospect side. And Rizzu, yeah, gets a shot off in time. Barton bang. It's all down to Josh RT, but not for long. 6-6. So now the discussion starts about a possible 2-0 in favor of TeamOne.
You think we're at that level?
6 rounds on the T side of Overpass.
This could still be a 9-6.
It could be. I mean, this is really kind of the make or break round in this opening.
Definitely. Yeah, we're in agreement there. What's crazy to me as well is that prospects, any of their aggressive options haven't really worked out for them. They're going to try it again. Let's see. It's going to be Rizzu pushing towards Fountain. There's so many players behind, but he's only able to get one before he's traded out. The support from Josh RT is just a little too separated. He's not able to refrag. And he's being slowly isolated here on towards the A side as well.
And I like the fact that TeamOne is like search and destroy kind of tack. You know what I mean? Where it's like they're not hunting individually, they're hunting in pairs.
It's like dynamic.
2 players go over. Yeah, 2 players go over towards Fountain, so they've got somebody. They've got a buddy system. So anytime that one goes down, they should be getting a trade. Except for Barton right here as he goes solo out, but that's going to allow them to start pushing out the monster, and Bit's going to be able to rectify that frag and get the trade. Rico is having a really rough half.
Sometimes it's the way she goes. Now there is a contingency and kind of an Minus' position has been so forward and they will not be expecting that at all. But Maluk is there for the trade. Minus having no patience to work around his team's contact gets eliminated, which now makes this a lot more of a comfortable scenario where they only have to focus on one direction. That's heaven and spots.
There you go. So no 9-6 here for prospects, but definitely a 9-6 possibility for TeamOne. That money is back in the dumpster right now for the CT side. They could go for the half buy.
I think they have to. There's no choice.
They got to. Yeah.
Now, that increases their chances, but this is a round that still heavily favors TeamOne. Full SGs. 3 of them AK-47 on bit up for Maluk. Their money is looking, not that it matters since we're on the second last round, but I mean, this is a telltale sign of how this was a 6-0 at one point, or 5-0 at one point. It's crazy. Now Rizzu's in a extremely forward position. He's going to get hard checked by IDK, unable to find the kill. Rico does find one towards water, so 1 for 1, not too bad, but Barton says no. You'll not escape Minus.
Kind of bitch slapped him there on short. Tough spot. Gotta be a man advantage now for TeamOne. It's definitely a kind of treacherous waters that they're treading here. It's like you said, I mean, it was 5-0 to start things off. Pistol round and the subsequent buys. The first 2 gun rounds go in the way of Prospect. Everything feeling comfortable. They get the trade after dropping one. And then all hell just kind of broke.
Now, Desi's hearing a lot of commotion towards long A, so that's a good, at least have information flowing. Rico unable to find that kill onto Barton. That really hurts things. Josh RT, Desi's on the flank. That could be the contingency plan, and it will be, but he's going for the long-range shots, and he's not hitting a single one of them. And it is TeamOne. 4 players alive. Not that it will matter, because this is now the final round, but 8-6 with potential for 9-6 on T-side overpass.
Well, it still could be 8-7. I mean, they've got a formidable buy coming in for this one, but they have fallen flat on their faces after the first 7. I mean, 7 rounds in a row for TeamOne on the T side, which is widely considered the less favorable side on this map. I mean, it swings so many different. Yeah, it's like you said. I mean, it can. Every dog has his day. Any map can be whatever sided.
Okay, early frag. Found a utility to slow them down so they can't refrag as well. Well played by Josh. That's a single-handedly drawing blood. Now, Rizzu only hears 1 to his left, and that should be an easy kill for him. He has no pressure from behind, and there it is. Maluk eliminated. So, 8-7 wouldn't be the end of the world, especially if they can pick up pistol. It's not over just yet.
And advantage here for PGG. That's rectified. Rico trying to lock down the sandbanks. Can't do it. Gets caught. Found out. Be minus with RT up in the heavens. Flank play coming around. Prime positioning from Bit. Really drops Rizu, and that's it. 9-6 halftime score. So from 6-1 down, they run 8 rounds back in a row.
Wow.
Huge recovery from TeamOne.
Yeah, I mean, you tell that to me on the CT side, I'd believe it. But on the T side, that is super one-sided. Again, pistol, first gun round, we're back in it. Even pistol and the conversions, we're back in it. But right now, if TeamOne picks up this pistol, this is an extremely uncomfortable scenario for prospects. And they've already dropped the first map, so they don't really have any more room for error. It has to be much, much tighter CS from here. Now, mind you, I would like to point out that prospects is kind of a fresh roster, right? Whereas TeamOne has been a standing roster for several months now. I think the only recent roster change was Barton.
Well, this is a good start. Prospects possibly picking up 2 back-to-back pistol rounds in this matchup. Barton, the only sign of life here from TeamOne, and gonna have to ace it to win it. Surely not. He's over on short, spotted. Know exactly where he's coming from. He does have body armor, so maybe he wants to fall back and hang on to that for the next round. They're gonna hunt, and they're gonna find him.
I like
7.
I like the confidence play right there, Megaman. Let's get that action back. Let's get that fire back. Swing.
Yeah, I mean, I got no problem with it. You said minus is a youngster. I mean, he's going to take that pug aim and try and go out there and find some frags. I got no problem with it. You got a 3-man advantage at that point, 4-on-1. Let the youngster go out there, get the confidence up.
For sure. And I think kids probably depend the most on confidence over any Bala player. They need that to kind of have a clear head, but let's see how it unfolds. It's going to be TeamOne forcing up on the second round. Now, this could catch prospects off guard, especially with the kind of purchase that they have. Double Mac 10s up against Scout CZ's armor. There's a head armor as well, so that Mac 10 could be nulled. Both those Mac 10s could be nulled. Now, Desi got flashed off. He knows what's happening on the other side of that wall. He hears the commotion as well. He's calling for support. It is arriving slowly but surely, but TRK's position is compromised. But he has monster control for now. But this will mean nothing in this round because he's going to have to give it up. And they don't really want to forfeit their control towards the A side this early. So this is a man down for gain for nothing.
Yeah, 2 players coming around long. One over towards party. Really taking the other approach. They know that the aggression was coming off of B, so they have no idea what to expect when they go towards A. But typically when you see aggression on B, you got to think that, hey, they're stacking the site, they're pushing aggressively. Let's take it towards long A. Seems to be the call most of the time. Go to the opposite side of the map, try to infiltrate that, play the range game against those pistols. But unfortunately for them, they run into a scout on Maluk. And he gets the tag on Rizu.
Yeah, it's a lot of information gained. Now, mind you, the defense here, it's all right. They have pistols, they have head armor. These are the 2 armored opponents. The flashbangs are there to try to slow down the pace while the reinforcements arrive for TeamOne, but it may not get there in time as all the players are now starting to truck through. 1 for 1 so far on site, and now Maluk is answering back as well, and Bit answers back onto Josh Artie, so it's down to 2s.
10 seconds, they got to get the plant in. They will. The smoke on short just going to hold Bit back just for a long enough time. Doesn't spot Rico right on the other side of the smoke. The edges around it, they're both just blinded by the smoke. Can't get a now Bit on the scout. Doesn't really realize where he was being shot from, so decidedly falls back. Has the head armor, carry the scout and the CZ into the next. Maybe make something happen with that. Rico not going for the chase as he is down to 20. So another round on the board here from Prospect, keeping it competitive. But again, the round lead is in the hands of Team.
Yeah, that lead could disappear quickly as well. And it will likely, because now TeamOne is absolutely broke. Mind you,
Rico
Bit
lost an AK.
Wow, that's a gift.
Just wanted to point that out. He was hunting for that AK on the site and couldn't find it. It was next to the pole in the middle of the site, picks it up with 27 HP and didn't get far enough away, so he lost an AK at the last second of the.
Now Maluk can drop a CZ, or excuse me, Bit can drop a CZ, but he'll give the scout over instead. That's all they have. It's just a CZ and the Scout. They have nothing else except a single flashbang in the hands of Maluk. And it should be prospects, if all things go according to plan, we should see a tie game. And then now we have a game on our hands, Megaman.
Absolutely. But you never know what's going to happen. A heavy stack on the B bomb site this time around for the CTs. And that bomb working its way with a tandem of people over there towards long A. So should be a pretty clean round here. Desi's going to get tagged and he falls back. I expect to see a heavy rotation, a mass exodus out of this bomb site any minute now, but that is a disgusting shot from Maluk. Even shooting his own teammate saying, go get that damn gun, boy. Get over there.
Hey, that's money right there.
I like it. Shoot him in the ass, get him moving.
Now, if they can get to this retake on time, there's actually a chance for them to successfully retake this. They have an armored AK-47 making its way over, but I don't know if they can get past this wave of utility successfully. They don't have a kid as well. IDK's already lost his life, and I think that every number they lose here will be confidence lost.
Did get a dink on Rizu, so that was nice. A little bit of damage found. They bust out from Bang, TRT. Looking the right way at the right time, could find one. Rico falls. Rizu still low on HP. Gonna get spotted out. Maluk finds Minus. Maluk finds Rizu. It's 1 versus 3. This is now within the possibility. They know exactly where this last player is, and he's getting whittled down. 29 HP, still looking for it, and he will fall.
Wow.
Do they have time?
Yeah, there should be more than enough time. Gotta get close, but TeamOne in an impossible scenario. I don't know how they managed to make that one work. There's everyone was unarmored. It was just Bit. He's the only one.
That's all I need. When Maluk's hitting shots like that with the Scout, that's all you need.
Wow, this is the worst turnaround for prospects. Now they're on 3 pistol players with armor, 2 AK-47s. Rico doesn't even have head armor as well with that AK, which I'm surprised he's keeping it, all things considered.
I mean, Desi getting picked off like that wasn't necessarily his fault. He was playing a long angle, wasn't necessarily expecting that peek to come out from the Scout, let alone the flick shot to happen the way that it did. Now the shutdown. TRK with 3 already. Mark's going to chime in. There's the ult from Maluk. A clean sweep across the board. Now TeamOne back in full control. The money back in the dumpster for prospects.
This is looking super comfortable for TeamOne now. Look at their money after purchase. This is a full buy here, Megaman. Full. They have ops, they have AK-47s, 3 of them. They have full kits as well. They have enough money for at least 1 other gun round. And if they can save some weapons, it might even be 3 gun rounds. That's...
It's like you say, you know that your economy is doing well on the CT side when you've got 3 AKs at your disposal.
Yeah, and I think for me as well, what worries me in this matchup specifically is that TeamOne is willing to be aggressive when they have money. And as soon as they have that stable economy, it becomes so much more volatile and unpredictable. Now it's another flawless round back to back.
Not to mention the fact that they're also going for some serious team play. That flash down towards the short pipe, completely blinding off that player. Barton's able to swing. He actually picks up a second before he's done, but that player was completely blinded. Absolutely nothing that they can do in that situation.
Wow.
That's one of the most terrifying things. You're isolated in a small area.
Yep.
You know that you can't really get away, and then your screen just goes white.
Yep. And then you hear shots being popped off. Yeah, definitely not a place to be that's comfortable.
Doesn't even matter if they're shooting at you or not. The fact that your screen goes white, wow, what a shot from Minus.
That is a nice
The
shot.
fact that your screen goes white, you can only go so far left or so far right because you know that you're just hindered in a cramped space like that.
Okay, 2 for 1. Minus gets 2 kills on the entry. That's job well done for the young star. Maluk with AWP up close and personal. He's been scoping around. The timing was just so ugly. Wow, that is really unfortunate for Maluk. He actually still might find a kill off that. Yeah, he does, but he's immediately traded. No, wait. What?
Oh my god, he walked forward right when Rizu was walking around the other side. He never checked behind. Picks up 2 more kills. That's huge. Look at this swinging around. Rizu's able to find 1 more on the site, but that leaves TRK all by his lonesome.
Wait, TRK is hearing all of this happening.
All he needs to do is get down in the water and bide his time.
He won. Bet CT all.
Depends on how Desi comes around the pole here.
Oh no, he's on a 27 HP in a 1 versus 1, and Desi peeks out the pillar at the right time. I'm genuinely surprised that he went back towards bridge though. That was the more obvious angle I think he could have came from.
Yeah, the other side of it is Desi did hard clear the wall. If he would have gotten there earlier, he would have had an opportunity for a double spray down. But unfortunately, he got there a little bit after Desi had already made it out from short and got behind the pole. So that's really kind of, I guess that's where the thought process came to, where it's like, hey, maybe he's planning out in the open. They think I'm going to be flanking from A kind of thing. So he opts to go for the peek there. It's a little unfortunate he wasn't able to get that first kill a little bit faster. It might have changed the outcome of the round a little bit. But nevertheless, I mean, an expensive round for the T side. They lose 4.
Minus once again. This man is executing them on the A defense. They haven't been able to answer back against this young kid. He's just fragging out. There's nothing they can do about it. That was almost to perfection as well. Really sick
2
mechanics.
rounds in a row. Two rounds in a row, he gets the 2 opening frags towards that bathrooms area. Kick and aim.
Can they convert?
He doesn't necessarily have the whole package as far as the smarts are concerned just yet. He's made a couple of mistakes throughout, but the kid can definitely aim.
There's only 2 men standing at the 1 minute mark, for even before the 1 minute mark as well. Barton, really probably the only person who has a say in this round right now. He needs at least 2 or 3 kills to make this doable, but he's gonna fall off the A site. I think they're gonna gamble B. If the hit comes towards A site, you just save. And yep, that's gonna be an A hit.
Yep. And there's not going to be any retake. TRK too low, 19 HP. 1 bullet from any of those weapons on the terrorist side will do it for him. So they're going to fall back from this one. Hang on. Double digits now for prospects. 12-10. So they just won't go away. Both teams showing their stuff on the terrorist side of this map. Didn't get as clean of a start on the CT side for Team 1 as you had for prospects, but nevertheless, a little bit back and forth.
For sure. Now, I think the silver lining for Team 1 is the fact that, well, TRK and Barton still have some money in the bank as well. So, I mean, they can drop ops if they want. They can drop probably 2 rifles.
Yeah, it'll still be a buy round. Pressure will still be on. Maluk should be able to buy.
There it is. Yeah, he can drop 2 AUGs if he really wants to.
I mean, TRK still got a full arsenal of nades, so he doesn't really have to buy a lot into this round. So, should see him drop.
Yep, he's going to go for the double
AUG
AUGs.
goes out.
Do they buy an AUG?
Goes out.
No way they don't buy an
I
AUG.
think it's going to be
full rifles.
Nope, 1 M4. Yep, full M4. So they've got the utility though, and they did manage to pick up 3 kits. Not having head armor is not that big of a deal considering that it's AKs, SG, and a AWP that they're going up against. So a bit of adversity here for them, but we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, let's see what Minus is up to, because I think he's going to somehow find double entries on A side again. Seems like Team 1 is opting to contest towards connector this time around. IDK could get overwhelmed by that Molotov because they're going to run right through it. It's gone just a little too deep, and he knows that, but he's still holding the angle. It's the first, and he's able to back off for now. He does have support, so the chase is there, but Minus, he's there as well. He gets the 1 kill. Rico tries to trade, but he's sitting in a Molotov. Not a very comfortable duel to take, and I think Minus loses his life right here as well. TRK finds one towards B, and suddenly the round is crumbled on its head. It's done. 1 player left, that's it.
Yeah, unless Josh RT does something real special here, but he's going to trade places in this smoke. That was actually Maluk walking by the other side. So he's gone undetected in towards this A bomb site. The bomb is dropped outside of B. There's really no clear avenue for him to get it back. But, yeah, kind of just meandering around, going for a little bit of a stroll. Should be bit to shoot him in the back here in 3, 2, 1.
Wow, that sucks.
Salvage the ult from Maluk. Another buyout for the CT side. Things looking pretty good. Back in control of Team 1. The money kind of shattered once more for Prospect.
Yeah, that's so rough. Prospects have no choice but to forfeit this round as well. And even Rico, he's still at 4-13. That is a rough performance. I mean, I kind of hate pointing this out, right? It sucks. I don't want to harp on it for too long, but you kind of have to wonder what this game would be like if he actually was getting the kills that mattered at least. Flashbang comes out. Party and Fountain belong to Team 1. That's a good start to the round, but Force Prospects are only on pistols, and Maluk is there with the AWP, finds one, and he gets to escape somehow.
Wow. All right. So Maluk able to find 2 more, living Rizu just by his lonesome, and not long for this world. IDK from Fountain, good positioning from him. It's going to be a 14th round, so looking to put this to bed in the 2-0 fashion. Team 1 up 14-10, coming into the final couple of rounds potentially of this matchup. Maluk should get thrown over an AWP again, or buy one. He's got the money for it again. Surprised there hasn't been a pause called from Prospects.
Dude, that is my #1 pet peeve in the North American scene.
Believe me, I know.
No one ever takes their pauses. It's only the teams that have coaches and well-established orgs that seem to be taking pauses.
I saw the same thing today. I was commentating the first Bo3 with Italian earlier on. Fine there from TRK through the smoke. That was the Desi's been getting aggressive, but that was one thing that I noticed too, is that nobody takes pauses. They have the feature to be able to take pauses in that game as well, and I think I saw maybe 1 or 2 pauses the entire time, but it was mainly because a player was lagging. It had nothing to do with calling strategy.
Right, technical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's crazy is they have 4 pauses.
They'll learn.
They have 4 timeouts. 4. No, either way, it is Team 1
Yeah,
and
but
a
when
man
you're in
advantage.
the heat of the moment, I mean, think about it. When you're playing pugs and stuff like that, do you ever think about, let's take a pause and talk things?
That's because I don't really care to win that much in pubs. And I'm willing to take a
I guess
pause.
that's fair. But still, if you're scrimming, I mean, that thought doesn't really cross people's minds. I mean, most of the scrims that I've played in CSGO usually deteriorate into just pug strats.
Oh, I like that bait setup so much from Team 1. The op shoots up. One person gets greedy to try to take the bait, and the AUG is there. Rezu and Rico finding 2 entries. Those are big, big kills. IDK still alive, though. He's towards the garbage area, but he gets traded out by Rico, and there it is. The important kills are found, but it comes at a big cost. He's down to 20 HP. He's in a 1 versus 2, and he has no idea where both players are. He knows where one person is. I don't think he knows where both players are.
Let him go for the plant. That dunk nade. Bye-bye.
They knew he was wounded.
Yeah, they knew he was low. So map match and series point here for Team 1. 5 cracks at it. I don't think it's going to take them that long. We saw it before. You talked about 11 rounds trying to scrape back into that one on overpass before, but yeah, highly unlikely that that's going to happen. What's going on, Lowrider? Used to play on a team with him back in 1.6 as well. And Condition 0, my man.
Oh, I feel bad for you.
Why do you feel bad for me? Lowrider's my boy. Been my boy for years, man. The CZ days, those were the days.
No.
Played on a team called Sofa King Good.
Yeah, let's talk about that in a second. Right now, this is all crumbling down, and this is map and matches series point. It is IDK tapping away for the victory, and it is the 2-0. What a dominant display. Look at Maluk as well, 26 and 14, popping off. Even Bits chiming in this game as well. This is incredible performance.
Well, Barton was the one that stepped up on map 1. Coming into map 2, it's Maluk's turn to...
What? You cut off at the end.
I cut off at the end?
Mm-hmm. Come on, camera.
Can you hear me? Oh, yeah. That. Ba-ding.
Hi, now we can see you. You've come alive.
Yes. But no, what I was saying there was Maluk. He was plus 13 on map number 1. You take that and combine it with map number 2, and he had himself a hell of a series. Ended up, let me see here. It hasn't updated yet. Well, just do the math on that. He was plus 12 on map number 2, and he was plus 13 on map number 1. So plus 25 for the series. That's pretty impressive stuff. Yeah.
That isn't that. But again, the first map was what, 16-2 on Inferno. That's incredible on its own. Usually Inferno is kind of the decider map where it can go either way. It's usually a 50-50. 16-12s are pretty common. 16-14s are extremely common. So 16-2, that's incredibly one-sided. But that concludes the action, the match as far as for today. ATK and Team 1 coming out on top, 2-1 for ATK. Team 1 taking the 2-0 victory over Royal. Again, this is single elimination, so both these teams are now eliminated. Party Knots and Josh RT and Co for the prospect side are out. That is really unlucky. I think we do have a bracket graphics. We're going to go ahead and jump into that just to show you guys what exactly is going on here in terms of Winners League North American playoffs. If you are wondering, we can show you guys what's coming up next, some matches to expect. Now, of course, ATK, this is not updated, but ATK and Party Knots they've taken the win in the top side of their bracket, as you can see right there. If I'm not mistaken, TeamOne and Prospects are towards the bottom side, so that will be TeamOne moving up there. So I think Singularity and Big Frames, that will be one of the deciding games. I'm worried for Big Frames, Megaman. Singularity is a beast.
Yeah, that's Floppy's team, isn't it?
Yeah, Floppy, Hydrex, and Co.
But yeah. Well, Floppy was one of the more recent additions to that roster, and they've looked really good. I mean, I've always kind of, had high hopes for Floppy. He was kind of like one of those prospects that was moving up in the ranks and everything, and then finally got up to the big leagues and showed his stuff, but then had his own struggles and everything like that. But it's good to see him kind of find his identity playing with Singularity.
For sure. And I love the Shake Zella pickup as well. I think he's a really incredible talent. He's super young as well. I think he's in like 22. So he has a lot of room to grow as a leader and as an IGL. And he's already shown so much promise. So I am pretty excited. But yeah, there's so many good games coming up here probably soon. New Identity versus the Quest. That's going to be insane. Lazarus versus Low Key. Lazarus, they were up. They were the upcomers at one point. Now they're in Pro League, but they're up against Low Key, who are themselves the upcomers. And of course, ATK versus Party Knots, we saw that today. That was a sick matchup. But
one of the things that you kind of touched on there too, I mean, talking about the Sheikh Zula pickup to Singularity, that was one of the things that kind of hurt here recently, was watching Intact Esports kind of dismantle their roster after all the success that they had been finding. I thought for sure that those guys were going to stick together for a while and rise through,
Right. Yeah. No, that's totally a fair point. And kind of the same thing with ATK, right? Sonic going towards Envy. That's, it's a little heartbreaking, but at the same time, it's also these
that
players.
Tens pick up the.
Yes, yeah, Sonic for tens. That's always a good trade. But I mean, I'm happy to see the boys succeeding and making a name for themselves and kind of making a stand for themselves in the North American scene. That's awesome, and I love to see dreams come true. But that is all the action we have for you guys tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, guys, please do follow our socials: Twitch, Twitter, Facebook for Winners League, as well as Megaman's and my Twitters down here below. We would appreciate your support and a little bit of your attention and love. But besides that, hopefully you guys have enjoyed your content. Again, we do apologize for the delay for the TeamOne match. That was honestly out of our hands. It's just Google. Go yell at them. But besides that, we're out of here. See you guys soon.